and one more opening statement on the 26th draft.
I think that the New York Jets are as encouraging an organization and bright future as anybody in the NFL. This 2027 draft class for quarterbacks is like, hey, the Jets are a place I want to go. Obviously, they take Bailey at number 2. Then you get Kenyon Sadiq, think Zach Ertz, Jets fans. Omar Cooper Jr., think Jarvis Landry. D'Angelo Pons as a nickel slot corner is great. If you fast forward 1 year from now, the Jets are going to be sitting on $150 million of cap space and 3 first-round draft picks. I know the Jets of old and the Jets of old and the Jets of old. But I would argue, as far as hope for the future, there is not an organization that sits in a greater spot.
But to your point.
Yeah, he's saying it best. I mean, they are so set up moving forward. It's just what's there not to love right now. I mean, I think the Jets absolutely knocked out of the park. I really think the Jets absolutely had one of, if not the best NFL drafts because mainly of what it's setting up. Before I go any further, Jets fans, please do not forget to subscribe and watch the full length of the video. When you guys do that, views go through the roof. Subscribers go through the roof. And it's not about subscribers. It's not about chasing views. The Jets, they're massive team, massive city, but yet for whatever reason, they're one of the teams that a video either does, thousands of views or it gets like 400 views. And it's not about chasing the views. It's really not. It's about creating content, creating New York Jets videos that people genuinely want to watch so we can keep having real, honest, grounded discussions about the New York Jets. And again, I'm only one person, so I only have so much time, so much energy to make as many videos as I can. And so, it's just like I want to be able to create the videos that people actually want to watch and want to discuss. I was so excited to talk about the Jets and I made a video and literally no one watched it. And I was like, well, I'm not giving up making another Jets video because I'm really excited. And that video did pretty well. But again, it's just at the core of it, I want to make content that people genuinely want to watch. So, if you guys can rise to the occasion, it goes a long way. But even just Sadiq alone, easily one of my favorite players in the draft. And I said that going into the draft. I pretty much every team I was like, should get Sadiq, should get Sadiq, should get Sadiq, should get Sadiq. And the Jets got him. The Jets got him. Obviously David Bailey, Omar Cooper Jr., I just think they improved on both sides of the ball. They have, as Orlovsky pointed out, all this money in cap space. They're going to have 3 first-round picks, next year. What's there not to love? If the Colts and the Cowboys struggle or slip up, you are in such an amazing position. And this is what I said in my previous video and people kind of got a little upset cause I'm like you really kind of want to hope that the Cowboys lose this year the Jets lose because you're in a position to essentially draft in such a quarterback heavy draft especially if the Colts and the Cowboys slip up you're in a position where you can essentially for all intents and purposes draft 1, 2, 3 right you could be what we're going to get. Fernando Mendoza, David Bailey, Jeremiah Love. Boom. Let's go. And even you're in a position such a quarterback-heavy draft, depending on where all the draft picks unfold, you could be trading back and get even more picks because other people are going to want to trade up to get a quarterback. So, you'll be able to trade back with no issues, really not sacrificing anything, but really helping yourself out, get, more picks, and really be able to leverage what you have. And some other people were saying oh, well, you got to start. We got to win now. Build a winning culture. It's you'll be okay. You'll be okay. I promise you it'll be okay. It's just though the opportunity is just so massive because again, you're going to have you just knocked out of the park in this draft. Next draft, even if it doesn't fall perfectly, you should have an awesome draft again. And you have all this money in free agency to spend. You're just in such an awesome position. You are in such an awesome position. Normally, I start these timelines where I'm looking at like a 3-year timeline or something. What's so crazy is the way how this team is built right now. The timeline especially doesn't start because you don't even have a quarterback yet. You're essentially able to build such a foundation of a team and have such freedom and flexibility in the cap that your timeline is going to start when you already have such an incredible foundation. Like you are in just such a perfect spot to be able to absolutely positively hit the ground running. I mean, it's just you can't be more excited and more optimistic. See about what the next 2-3 years. That's why it's like why I talk about not having a good year this year, because if you can truly get the best quarterback in the draft, if you can truly lock down that top 1, top 2 pick and absolutely undeniably get your quarterback of the future, and if they're actually a great quarterback, not just they're pretty good, but a truly great quarterback, you are flushed. You got young cheap talent. You're not paying your quarterback. You're free. I mean like it's just the position of power that you're in and the destination you're setting up your young quarterback to be able to succeed right from the jump. Right from the jump, man, you just can't ask for anything better right now. You really, really can't. You are in such a massive position of power. In a blink of the eye, you can go from being an absolute joke to being a team that everyone's like, how did the Jets just pull this off? How did the Jets just pull this off? And then they'll say, see, that's the importance of draft picks. The Rams said, get rid of all the picks. And that worked well for them. But that was like 8 years ago. Now look what teams do. They understand the importance of building in the draft, and when you're not a good team, trading away some of these players and getting that draft compensate. Like we have a whole example of like, see, look what the Jets did, and you just got to stick to landing. You just got to stick to 2027 lawn. Ding. You do that again. You're literally building a team for the next decade and you finally get to be relevant and great again. Are you kidding me? I told you guys this before, I grew up going to Jets games. I know how intense tailgates are. That's where that's where I learned what tailgating even was, going to Jets games. And it was just like that culture there, that intensity there, the fact that has been non-existent in the NFL for who knows how long, that's a bummer. Like that is a bummer. That is an opportunity lost. We are in a position to finally not have a new chapter. We're throwing the book out and we're creating a brand new one. We're writing a new series. So, it's just like the foundation that they've built upon. Normally, when you build a foundation like this, you're not necessarily in the situation that you're in the next year's draft as well, but you are. But you absolutely positively are. So, yeah. I can't be any more optimistic. I like to find the teams, especially because it's kind of easy to kind of point out like, well, the Rams are going to be great and the Broncos, and it's like, yeah, at that point that's pretty easy to see, really easy to see. But teams that are going from nothing to something, that fires me up, and I do see the Raiders completely turning it around. I do see the Titans on an unbelievable trajectory, and the Jets are not there yet, but they're about to be. And in a blink of the eye, people are going to be like, wait, the Jets are actually good this year. And it's like, yeah, wait, the Jets drafted who? It's all going to come down to 2027. Nail 2027. You are the team. And it's such perfect timing. Josh Allen's getting older. The Buffalo Bills will fade away. Who knows what happens with Drake May and Rail and that whole situation. The Miami Dolphins. I mean, they're still dealing with the consequences of Tua, etc. Like, you could position yourself to being back to being a true contender just at the division itself. But building a great team for the future right now is such a perfect spot to be in, because Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, they're all getting older. They're all going to start to fade, and then you're in a position to have a great young team, cheap 24, 25-year-old quarterback. You're ready to take off. You're ready to take off when the teams and the quarterbacks that have dominated the NFL for years are slowly but surely no longer themselves. And it puts you now in that position of power. It's just like that, the timeline is perfect. And you know, it's just you're even in a better timeline in a lot of ways than some of these other teams because they had already drafted their quarterback and they're still kind of built. It's like you're able to build out this roster, get your quarterback next year. It's a whole another year later. It's just I actually love the timeline. Love the timeline, but it still all comes down to sticking the landing in 2027, which is not fun to hear. I get it. Nobody wants to think about next year, especially the Jets, who it's always been next year, next year, next year, next year. Alright, man. Patience. Patience is a virtue. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the New York Jets? How do you feel about their draft? How do you feel about them being the premier destination right now? Franchise that is ready to take off. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all generally feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.